can't believe we are here. We are at graduation party weekend. It is tomorrow. So tonight we are heading over to our church to start setting up the room that we're using there. We're gonna see how much we can get done, and then we'll take the rest over tomorrow. Oh, I can't wait to show you the flowers. The flowers are amazing. Everything's gonna be great. But we're gonna get some things set up tonight. I'll show you kind of what we've purchased and how we're setting it up and link things for you and whatnot. And then we're gonna come home and I'm gonna do baking. So cupcakes, the cake, cookies, all of that stuff. Gonna get all that stuff done tonight. And then tomorrow we're gonna go back to final setup and all of the food prep. Now I do have help. My mom's gonna meet me at the church tonight. Emma's coming after she's done at her golf tournament. Ethan's coming after work. So we're all gonna kind of be working together. And then tomorrow my best friend and her godmother is gonna be there. So we will have lots of hands helping to get things ready. We're excited. I'm a little sad. My car is a bit of a mess of stuff right now, but I'm excited to celebrate. So I thought we'd take you along and show you all of the fun that goes into getting this graduation party off the ground. And if I look rough, I worked a shift, so this is what you get. We're definitely gonna stop for a coffee on our way there. Let's get going. Okay, this is our overall space. It's our fellowship hall, so we have a lot of room to work with. I'll flip the camera around and kind of show you what our layout is going to be, or at least what we think it's going to be. Who knows, it might evolve as we're setting things up, but we'll show you kind of what the plan is thus far. All right, so up near the front, we have a table for gifts and cards. We have our buffet area. We're gonna do drinks on the counter here. We got 9 tables for people to sit at. I think that's gonna be plenty. And then we've got these L-shaped tables. These will be where we're gonna put like all of her like memory stuff and awards and sports memorabilia and photo books. Dessert display table. And then Emma did make 2 custom cornhole boards, and we thought we could even set them up here in this big open space if the weather doesn't cooperate and they want to do it inside. And then I'll show you what we've got to put on the tables here in my massive boxes of stuff. And I'll show you all of this in more detail kind of as we go through it. But for the tables themselves, I ordered these plastic tablecloths that are supposed to be like a little bit higher quality. Got these off of Amazon. And then this package is actually the crepe table runners. So I'll show an image of what they looked like when we ordered them, but we'll see how they look once they're on the table. And then each table is going to get a wood slice with a mason jar. And then I've got in one of these boxes burlap ribbon and lace ribbon. And then each table is also going to get a 5x7 frame. And I've got her senior pictures printed off. Now the nice thing is that these frames match the ones we already have hanging in our home, which means that once we're done using them for the party, I'm gonna hang them on the wall at home. And I'll have her senior picture display. And then balloon arc stuff, plates. So we'll just get to work trying to get tables set up, and we'll start with that. Okay, checking in. It is 8 p.m. and we've gotten a decent amount of stuff done. There are some big things still to bring, like obviously we don't have the flowers here. We're gonna bring those in the morning and get those set up. We still have like a balloon arch to put together. I don't know, it feels like there's still a lot, but we've been here for 2 hours and I said my limit was 2 hours because I need to go home and do some baking. So let's just kind of see where we're at and make a mental list of what we need to get done tonight and tomorrow morning. I know, I should have had more done ahead of time, but it is what it is. So anyways, we'll show you some details here before we head home. All right, so over here is gonna be our dessert table. We got these super cute wildflower plates because that's our theme. I am in love with these table runners. They are so cute. I mean, they're just beautiful and I love the color. So we have the flowers that are gonna go in here and I'll show you those at home. My mom picked up a couple little serving containers. So over here, we got this gold arch. I mean, it's pretty inexpensive. It's about 7 feet tall. Here, I'll see if I can get the whole thing in there. So the arch is separate from the white backing. and you can take it apart. So you could actually just have it as the gold arch, and then you could put like flowers or balloons on it or whatever. But Emma really wanted this kind of white backdrop. So what we're gonna do is I'm gonna have some balloons kind of coming down the one side and at the bottom, and then we're gonna pin some flowers to it. It wasn't that expensive, and it stores down into individual pieces, which means we could reuse it for future events. Then over here, I have these chalkboard signs. I found these on Amazon. I gotta bring my chalk markers tomorrow to write out the signs, but this is where all of her like, you know, memory stuff is gonna go. So all of that we have to bring tomorrow and set out. And then on each of the tables, each table's got a table runner, and then it has a spot for flowers, and then a 5x7 photo. And all of the photos are different senior photos that she took. So we kind of just picked some of our favorites. I love that one. She looks so happy in that picture. I mean, that's just very much my child right there. So we did that. Then for the jars, I decided to stop when I ran out of hot glue gun sticks, but I'm gluing together the burlap and the lace. I'm gluing it together to start with, then I'm gonna cut it to put around the jars. So that will go on the jars. This is gonna come home for us to go ahead and paint the whole little design on it. Have not even touched the balloons. That'll be a morning thing. And then this will be our serving bar area. So Emma saw this idea where you did butcher paper, and then you had writing that told what the different things were. I'm gonna take a look at the picture again. I mean, I'm pretty sure I have really artsy handwriting when I want to. I'm pretty sure I could draw it with permanent markers, or while I'm waiting for cakes to bake tonight, or cupcakes to bake, I could just make it on the Cricut and then peel and stick the vinyl. But part of me thinks that that would just be a bigger pain than it's worth, because you have to weed all of the vinyl, which does take forever. And then you have to make sure it transfers over. And I'm a little worried that if I'm using transfer paper, it might stick to this butcher paper. I don't know. It might just be easier, honestly, to just handwrite it. Because like I said, I have fairly artsy handwriting. But we're gonna do, we'll have our taco meat, we'll have our rice and beans. And then these are actually gonna get filled with ice. And then there'll be bowls inside of them with the different toppings. So cheese and jalapenos and onions and all of that stuff. These will be for tortilla chips, and then all of the different salsas will be there as well. So that's that plan. And then one more table that we got set up over here. Same idea, it's gonna have the flowers. The chalkboard sign's gonna explain what to do. The gift little basket will be here, but then we got her a journaling Bible. So we've actually each owned several of these because we do Bible journaling, but we've got some pastel highlighters for people to go through and highlight favorite verses, and then we'll have pens, and then they can write a note to her in the margin. So that's kind of the idea, is that instead of like a guest book, people can sign the Bible for her and leave messages for her. And I think that'll just be a really sweet way to record who was here. And of course it's wildflower print, so it goes with her theme. So this is where we're stopping at 8 p.m. And then we will pick it up tomorrow. But we're gonna go home, I'm gonna show you those flowers, and then I'm gonna get a whole bunch of baking and decorating done. Okay, it's the day of the party. We're getting ready to head to the church. My mom and my best friend are meeting me there to work on final decorations and food. You can see I have tons of flowers behind me. I ordered these from a company called 50 Flowers. Now, I actually used this company when Steve and I got married. They cut them down in like Ecuador, and then they airship them overnight. So it's not cheap, but it's a great way to get some really beautiful flowers. They arrive 2 days before your event, and pretty much as soon as they arrive, you want to get them out of the boxes and into buckets of water. And they package these beautifully. Like, I mean, nothing was damaged. I mean, it's just incredible, like how well they packaged them. It was just, they're gorgeous. They're gorgeous. I'll show you more closely. This mix is called, I believe it's called Sugar Plum, and I'll throw a picture up. They have custom mixes you can get where they will have certain flowers in that mix, or you can order specific varieties of flowers. You can create your own mix. They have kits if you want to do like a flower bouquet bar at an event where people make their own bouquets. I mean, they have just so many different things, and the flowers, like I said, are absolutely gorgeous. Because they're fresh cut, these will have a long vase life. So we're going to use them today, and actually a friend of ours whose daughter's graduation party is tomorrow, we're going to drop them off after Emma's party, and she's going to get to use them tomorrow, and then we're just going to donate them to like a nursing home. So somebody can enjoy them for the rest of their vase life. Anyways, I got a ton of stuff in the car, including cold stuff, so I've got to get rolling. We'll see you at the church, and we will keep setting up then. So I was filming around the room, but there was so much noise in the kitchen that I thought I better just do a voiceover. But here's a close-up of these flowers from 50 Flowers. I mean, sweet peas and roses and just poppies. Everything just was so pretty. My little flower loving heart was just super excited. And now I really want to grow these in my garden. I have to figure out a way to make that work, but loved it. And we did end up handwriting on the butcher paper. So we got all of the food set out. We purchased these sterno sets from our local Meijer grocery store. They fold down flat, so they're reusable, something we can use for future parties and events. And if you have to keep stuff cold during a grad party, I highly recommend this method of just putting ice in these sterno pans and then throwing your cold things in. It worked out really nicely and kept everything fresh and cold that needed to be. And we had pretty much no food left over. The drink dispensers, also found these at Myers. They were only $16 and they worked really well. And again, saving them for future parties. We also set up our dessert table. So Emma didn't want like a big sheet cake, nothing with like her picture on it or anything like that. So we did a little floral cake, some cookies. We had chocolate cupcakes, strawberry cupcakes, red velvet cupcakes with cream cheese frosting. We made chocolate dipped strawberries. And then she wanted a lemon cake with raspberry filling. So that's the one that's there in the middle with the flowers on it, just extra flowers from that set we bought. The memory boards turned out great. My best friend and her godmother made them. She made three of them. One that was mostly just pictures of Emma, one that was her on all of her different like scouting trips and camping trips, and then one that's her with different family members. So it was fun to go back and look at pictures of her when she was at different ages and just see all the different things she's done. Tables all turned out great. All of these little bouquets my friend and I put together. We tried to make them somewhat similar, but you know, when you're doing multiple bouquets, everything's going to look just a little different, but they just added, I don't know, the perfect little touch here. And we'll show you just a couple of her senior photos that were on display. I mean, I just really liked this. I thought it was pretty, but still somewhat simple and rustic and very much her vibe.
I was never the one to write up a song for just anyone. I was always the one to find myself lost in all.
Here's what we came up with for the arc. We only used about 3/4 of one balloon set, so I have a whole balloon set that's extra. I'll probably just send it back to Amazon. And then I had picked up some greenery that was on clearance at Hobby Lobby. So Hobby Lobby had their spring sale stuff or spring shop stuff marked half off. So we just added in some flowers, some dried eucalyptus, feathers, just to kind of add to it. I mean, I'm not a balloon artist, but she liked it, and that's what counts. And then our memory tables, we had just lots of photos of her different ages, things that she had painted. So you'll see like little works of art that she made. We had her diploma. We had gotten her a cap, even though she didn't do a photo session, you know, in a cap and gown, but we wanted to have that on the table. We have things that she has made throughout the years, lots of photo books of special events, tons and tons of medals. We didn't even bring out like her standing trophies. I mean, it was just like her golf medals, but oh, look at her when she took ballet when she was little. She was so tiny. I mean, those are just some of the golf medals. And then, of course, so, you know, all of the memories from our years of scouting, our photo book from our trip to Yellowstone. Here is the table for guests to put in their cards and their gifts. And then we have the Bible journal or the journaling Bible for people to highlight. She had this pen set she wanted to use. These are, I think, called Mr. Pen highlighters and then matching pens. She said these highlighters
she uses pretty extensively in her other Bibles, and they don't bleed through the pages. So with these, Bible pages being kind of thin, you want to be careful that it's not just going to bleed through and then block out things on the other page. So she also wanted to make her own banner, so she painted this. We gave her a piece of butcher paper, and she made this to put at the entrance as people are walking in. And then she also painted these cornhole boards. So we got plain wood cornhole boards at Walmart, and then she painted these designs on there, and I thought she did a pretty fantastic job, and they had a lot of fun going outside and playing cornhole throughout the party. Another quick view here of just how the whole room looks set up. I mean, it's so much work, but we were so happy with how things turned out, and we were ready to have a great night.
Cause nothing was changing, but with you it's so clear. And now that you're here, I see colors in every spectrum. Guess I finally learned my lesson. Cause you glue all the pieces back together. Yeah, you take all my wrongs and make them better. Yeah, you're making me wanna try forever. And I feel so free, oh my sweet baby. And I think to myself, and I'm thinking out loud, we won't need nothing else for the rest of our time. And I know it so well, I will always be by your side. Cause you glue all the pieces back together. Yeah, you take all my wrongs and make them better. Yeah, you're making me wanna try forever. And I feel so free, oh my sweet baby. All the pieces back together. Yeah, you take all my wrongs and make them better. Yeah, you're making me wanna try forever. And I feel so free, oh my sweet baby.